Unmute yourself, Nick. Hello, Nikki. You are still muted.
Why didn't you unmute me? Anywho.
It won't
Don't worry,
let me.
we got it. Okay, welcome to the Sass. Anywho's, I can edit out that beginning part. No big deal. So my name is Nikki Adamquist, and we have Miss Patty behind the helm, who is learning all of the bells and whistles to cut us all a little bit of slack. I do have my cameras up. Both of them are up and running now. So hopefully y'all can hear me. Can everybody hear me now? Hopefully. Let me go look. Let me go look. Let me see. Watch live video. There we go. Okay. I think y'all can hear me. So today, I want to talk to you guys about something that I came up with. And well, it was because out of a need. Did you know you can sublimate on Leatherette and laser it? Yep, you can. And I'm going to show you today how you're going to do that. So if you guys seen my post where I made these cute little guys, right? These are the cow tags. And I not only lasered them, but I also sublimated on it. And you're going to wonder how in the world I did that. Well, let's just talk about it. First things first, what you're going to need is Leatherette. Now, I will say this. I'm going to give this full disclaimer on this. Can you do it on regular marine grade vinyl? Yes, but you cannot laser that. I'm going to say that one more time for all the people in the back. You cannot laser on the faux leather material, the PU leather. You cannot laser that. Okay. Can you cut it out in your silhouette and your Cricut? Yes, you can. So keep that all in mind. If you don't have a laser, you're going to need to use your Cricut or your silhouette. You might have to use a die cutter, your hands, whatever it may be, if you're going to use the faux leather. But if you're going to use the Leatherette material and you have a laser, guess what? You can laser on top of this. And I'm going to show you that I did it. We're going to do it two different ways. So what you're going to need is Leatherette material. Today, I have the white and I have the marble and, hold please, I have cork. As you can see, I already cut some out. So we have some cork too, because I want to show you what it looked like. Now, the one that I did with this happened to be the marble one. I want to show you what it's like on a solid white. I want to show you with one that's a lighter in color. And I want to show you one that has full color so that you can make your own type of educated guess or educated whatever to using whatever you need. Now, you're going to ask me, Nikki, how did you do it? What did you have to do? What did you treat it with? Well, Sublimation HTV from HTV Ron. That's right. That's what this is right here. It's clear matte material that you can put on any fabric. Would I want to test it out and see if we could put it on a hard substrate? Yes, we're going to do that because I want to see if it'll adhere to wood and how well it adheres to wood. So we're going to test that out tonight as well. We're just going to get a scrap piece of wood. We're going to see if it attaches to it. And then can we sub on it and still have a really cool design? So that's right. I'm going to think outside the box. Let's keep going. So now let me move over to the heat. This right here. All right. So when you get this, you're going to get it. It's going to come in a roll like this. It's on a carrier sheet. So you have your clear. It is matte. What you have to do, we're going to move everything aside. You have to know your material. So like this one that I got off the Amazon, it is a white laserable material. It comes with what it's glossy on the back. And I thought, well, maybe because it was going to stick. It's not. If you want these to be an iron-on patch, you're going to have to add something on the back, like a heat ultra bond on the back, heat bond ultra on the back, right? So this one, because it does have this gloss on it, you're going to want to use your Teflon sheet for that because it will stick to the paper. Now, if it's the true Leatherette material, All right. You're going to see it has nothing on the back. I don't get mine with the adhesive on the back. I like to add my own adhesive because sometimes I need it and sometimes I don't. So this is from JDS, as where I get my leatherette. This cork is also from JDS. Now I went ahead and I started cutting out so that you can see how you can have it. This has already got the, I think those are the ones. This has already got the stuff on top of it. We're going to clean it off real quick, and then we're going to sub on top of it. And I believe that one does too. I believe, yes. Sorry. It's still sootsy around here. I'm going to go grab the other ones. These were ones that were without. So I wanted to show you with them without and then with it. So because it does have a different look to it. I'm going to pull these off the laser. You guys can't see me, but hold please. Okay. So we got to clean them up. It's going to be a natural process. When you're doing anything with a laser, you're going to get soot. Now, could you put a masking over the top of this while you're lasering it? Yes, absolutely you can. And then you could pull it all up. Do I? No, I don't. All right. So first, before we get into knee deep into all of this and cleaning this up, let's go through the process. First, let's wipe my hands off. What you're going to need is your leatherette or your cork, whatever it may be. You're going to want to cut this to the size that you're using. Okay. Again, it's completely up to you how you do it. There's two different ways of doing this, and I'm going to show you both ways. So first things first, they're all going to be the same when it comes to how you apply this HTV material. You take it, there is a dull side, and then there's a shiny side up. Because this is that masking one, that shiny one, I am going to want to put it on actually, you know what? I'm going to put on picture paper because I really feel like you guys need to see what happens. And you got to do it quick. Okay. Set your heat press at 385 for 60 seconds. I only say that because you're only going to press this for like 15 firm pressure, but I don't want to keep changing my time and temp and all of that. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're using a firm pressure. You're going to lay it down. Let me get over to my desk cam and see if I can get a better shot. Hold on. There's a little bit of a lag. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is I have my carrier sheet on the top. All right. I'm going to just bend this down just a little. Carrier sheet on the top. Now I do put a piece of tape, heat tape, on the top of this, and the reason being is so it sticks to the paper. Now you're going to want to put another piece of paper on the top. What you're doing right now is you're just literally sealing it onto your leatherette. Drop it like it's hot, because we all know it is. Okay, we're going to go for about 15 seconds on this at 385 so that you just basically seal it onto the material. Okay, another 5 more seconds. Okay, so now that we've gotten that far, now it's on here. As you can see, there's, oh, no, you can't see. Hold up. Oof. Hold on. There is a bee in my shop. He's now a dead bee. Got him. He's one of those wood bees. Before y'all come at me in the comment section, you just killed a bee. No, he's a wood bee, and he's big and fuzzy, and he's mean. So, all right. Minor detour. Okay, so now that this is here, it is cooling off. I want to show you what happens and why you want to use a piece of Teflon if it does have this backing on it, because it can stick. You see how that sticks? But more importantly, write this first. That carrier sheet peels right off. So now that material is stuck on here. Okay, you're going to peel this off the paper. This is why I say you're going to want the one that has any sort of adhesive on the back. You're going to want to make sure that it's on a piece of Teflon, because otherwise you're going to get that mess. But for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to use this because I don't want to waste it. But I wanted to show you why using a Teflon sheet and not using this is important while you're sealing this on. The same is going to hold true when you go to sublimate on it. If it has that backing on it, you're going to want to protect your investment, and that is your heat press. Okay, so that's for that. So now you know, if you have anything that has that shiny side, let's not. But let's move on to the leatherette, because it doesn't happen with the leatherette. I can still put my butcher paper down, and I'm still going to put my carrier on here, this HTV. I like this because a lot of people are doing hat bars now, right? And now they could literally make custom leather patches for their hat bars. And you could cut your own shapes that you need. You can then make them colorful. It does open up a world of opportunities for you when it comes to this, and a world of possibilities, I should say. All right, so as you can see in that little one, I'm laying the same way I did the other one, except I am going to put that tape on there to hold it down. What do? We protect our investment. Even though this is leatherette material, and yes, the leatherette material doesn't stick, you still got to do it. Drop it like it's hot for 10 seconds, firm pressure. Well, I say 10 to 15 seconds, 385. This is on the actual leatherette material. This is leatherette. This is Amazon's version of their leatherette. Does it laser nice? It absolutely does. It just has that horrible sticky backing to it. So I just want you to be mindful, if that's what you're going to go and look for, that you're just going to have like a little extra step in that process. All right. Keep that in mind. Now, there are white leatherette, and again, you want the ones without the sticky backing, because you'll add the sticky backing later. Okay. As you can see, this comes right off. Nice. You want it to cool. Okay. Let it cool completely. While it does that, let's do the cork. Now, I'm just going to use up what I have here, because we're not going to be wasteful. All right, let's lay this all down. Tape it up. All right, again, put your butcher paper. We're going to take that. See, look at that. Take that butcher paper, drop it like it's hot. All right, now we're going to peel this off, and it peels off super nice. I got to tell you, this sublimates on this leatherette, and the leatherette doesn't tear. It works beautifully on leatherette. Okay. Again, could you use it on a faux vinyl or faux leather? You absolutely can, but you cannot put that faux leather, and I can't repeat that and say that enough. You can't put that faux leather in your laser. It is hazardous to do so. That is only made for cutting on your silhouette, your Cricut, by hand, never in your laser. There's my disclaimer. I'm going to mention that a few times so that everybody in the back can hear me. If your leatherette, oh, it's sticky on the back. Oh, I was reading what. Like, who wrote that? Oh, it was Patty. So far, so good. All right. So now we have cork. I want to let this, whoo, she hot. And it's already wanting to come off. So you see how this is bubbling up that carrier sheet? But look, nice. You don't even realize that this has this sublimating coating on it, on the cork. It hides so nicely on the cork. Probably not going to make friends with showing you guys this, but you know what? That's okay. All right. We're going to get a new piece of butcher paper in a minute. So we're going to put this away. Remember, it's the Sublimation HTV from HTV Ront. They do have one for light dark fabrics, so you probably could do the one that has the light dark fabrics. I haven't done that one yet. I really wanted the natural leather look to come through, and I didn't know how that one would handle, to be very honest with you and transparent. But this works beautifully. I have done to date probably about 75 patches that I've sold to people who wanted specific things like schools, and they wanted different prints with their logo and all that. I'll put that together later. All right. So now we're going to go grab our print. And I have a couple different types of prints here. and I will clean it up. So I want to tell you, whether you sublimate this first and then you throw it on the laser, I do want to throw them on the laser as well while I'm live. And the reason for that is one, I want you to see if it has any problems. Does it have any, issues with the edges, after can you sub it? Yes, you can. So you could do a whole sheet, press it, throw it on your laser, and make some amazing things using printed cork or using printed leatherette material. Okay, can you do it on the light pink? Yes. Can you do it on a light teal? Yes, you can. Just remember, the same holds true for the lighter colored leatherettes as it does for regular sublimation. So is it an end all be all? No, but it definitely gives us another thing to add into that wheelhouse. Okay, so we are going to, hold on, I got to reprint that. Give me 1 second, guys, because that printed on regular paper and not on my sublimation paper. So give me a hot second to reprint that. I didn't even realize it. It's all a part of the learning curve on this one. 13, but we could still talk about it. Give me 1 second. If you have any questions, I am sitting on my computer right now. If you've got any questions, please ask me. I will be reading the comments real quickly while I get this printed off again so that you guys can see it. But I want to be able to print it off on all 3 of the things. So give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back over to that computer. Okay. All right. While that's printing, any questions so far, please, by all means, ask me. Again, we can put this on any leatherette material. It works fine. I'm just trimming this up because I let mine go off the edge. And I don't want that kind of floating inside my laser. Now, I did go ahead. We'll just kind of maybe do this backwards, which is fine. While that's printing, we're going to sit here. We're going to clean up our leatherette. Believe it or not, these already have the stuff on them. That one. Did I already clean that one? Some of these I already cleaned. Well, not really, but I did. Okay. So these all have it on there. We're going to sit and clean them. I will tell you, for your laser settings, for mine, I have a 60-watt OM Tech laser. What I used for the settings for the engraving settings, I went a little bit deeper than what we normally do. So normally I do 300 is my speed, and then I'm doing it about 15 for my power. All right. I had to up my power to 25. All right. Because you got to be able to work through that HTV. So you're going to have to know your settings of your laser machine and whether or not it's going to work. Let me move this over just a little bit. There we go. All right. So you're going to want to be able to know your laser. So you're going to want to fix the settings on that based on your machine, because every machine is definitely different. Gotta love the curve. What curve?
There is an earlier question, Nikki.
Yeah.
Sandy wants to know, can you cut the cork with the laser?
Yes. It's a leatherette. The cork is a type. So JDS sells a quote unquote leatherette. So this is, and it just has a cork top. So it is a cork. It comes in their sheets. But yes, but it's thinner than your typical cork. But it is thinner, and it is the leatherette. It's just the top of it. And they actually have one that's like a faux wood look too, on their leatherette as well. Will there be step-by-step? Actually, no. You can go back and rewatch the video, and there will be a step-by-step instructions. We'll go through this all at the end when I do my recap, so make sure that you watch all of it. There's really not a learning curve. So here's the thing. While that's printing, let's talk about this. There are 2 ways you can do this. First things first is you want to take the Sublimation HTV. You either want to go ahead and press it on here and then bring it to do your sublimation and then bring it to your laser. All right. Or what you could do is press this on here, go cut it on your laser, and then sublimate it. You could do it either way. It's really up to you and your preference. A lot of people, if you're going to do it where you go from pressing and then laser, meaning you're going to press your sublimation and then go to your laser, a lot of people would just put a huge square like this. Why is that? Because making sure it's lined up in your laser is a trick in itself. So I would say for all of the newbies out there, go ahead and sublimate a full sheet of your leatherette and then bring it over to your laser and cut it out. I want you to kind of think of it as cutting a pattern, or if you are a laser person, the pattern ply or that kind of thing. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right. So that is how I would do this if you're going to cut it on your machine after. All right. Whereas I put this on here, I already cut it. All right, so I put my HTV, I cut out my shape, and now what I'm going to do is press it, but press it like you would normally like an ornament. Now do you see where that comes in? So if I make designs for it, I'm going to give you a bleed space that goes all the way around this. What you're going to do is you're going to put your sublimation HTV on this shape, go cut it out on your laser, bring it back, and then you can sub it. That's how you can do it too. It just depends on what you're going to do. And really, it's how your brain is going to learn. So 385 for 15 seconds to press on the HTV. All right. Let it cool, peel off your carrier sheet. And then when this is now done, we can now do the pressing. I opted to show you guys two different patterns, as you can see on them. And the reason for that is because you need to be able to see light and dark. So first things first, we're going to move these out of the way because that's really the easy part. So you would literally just take squares and press them on here, and then you bring it over to your laser. I did these smaller, but I would typically do this whole sheet. What was that? What are we checking with?
Is there an affiliate link for JDS?
No, there is not. But thank you for asking. All right. This is the leatherette. You still want to treat this like you treat everything for sublimation at this point. All you're doing is adding your HTV on the top, and before you cut it, put your butcher paper down. Protecting the investment. As you can see, I have a lighter one and I have a darker one. We're just going to put this on here. I'm going to lay it on like I normally do. You're going to grab your butcher paper. I'm going to go grab a clean one. Okay. I will be reusing this butcher paper. Please don't come at me. All right. I'm going to lay it down here. And now I'm going to press it for the 60 seconds. Okay. So while that's going, let's prep this other one. Again, I want you to see what it's going to look like on the cork. And I will be very honest and transparent with you. I haven't done it on the cork yet. I've only ever done it on the white. But I thought, colored pattern cork? Let's do it. So here we are. Okay. So there's that one. Now this is that one that I told you that had the adhesive on the back. And I told you we're still going to use it because I wanted you to see it. Okay. And then this one, we'll press these guys at the same time. Now I have, like I said, I have these ones. I'm going to wash these off, clean them off as you do your blanks, however you do them. I use LA Awesome to clean off mine, wipe them off down. And then as you can see, this looks very similar to our MDF stuff. Okay. Let her cool. Woof. Did I mention it's hot? Got it. Like, I don't know, it just fell, but we'll reuse that in a second. Okay. Whew, hot. There you go. That's what it looks like when you press it on the faux leather. Okay, so yes, the faux leather will, this on, the, or not, I'm sorry, the leatherette. This is the leatherette. You will see that it does make your leatherette, that HTV, darker. Keep that in mind. It does make, you can see the edge right here. So it will make it darker. It's not going to make it a white bright. Okay, but I want you to see the process because everything in life has its place. All right, now I'm going to take that cork and I'm going to take this. We're going to get it again stuck to the paper, but hey, here we are. This one is the white, pure white. The marble actually has some gray hues in it. So that one's going to play differently. Drop it down like it's hot. While that's doing that, let's clean these off. So you want to get them nice and clean. Again, if you want to mask these, you can. That's really just up to you at the end of the day, how you want it to look. If you want it on there, if you don't. I personally, see, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place as to which I like more, whether or not to just sub it and then cut it. Or do I like being able to have little pieces where I'm not wasting it? I don't know. The jury is still out as to which process I like more, and trying to get this done. So I also like to soak my leather. Now my cork, because my cork did not cut deep enough because I didn't change the settings. It's just barely on there, but I think it kind of has a cool look. So there is that. Let's clean this off.
One more question.
Sure.
Can you use the leatherette on the hair clips?
Yes. Yep, you can. But the problem you're going to have is there's the hole. So while yes, you can, you're going to run into that hole that's in a clip. This. You're going to run into this. All right. So if you're going to put the leatherette over that. See what I mean? You see, I don't even know. Crap. Sorry. You're going to see this through it, you know, because of the hole. Does that make sense? So while yes, technically you can, you're going to want to put something on there so that it doesn't, you know, do the thing. I mean, I've seen people do it, but everybody does it a little bit different. I would research it more. I personally probably would not do it because of that hole. Now, if it were solid, sure. That's a great question, though. Okay. Clean off my fingers, too. Okay, I think I got them all cleaned off. I say that. As best as I'm going to get it, right? At least for right now. So, again, would I mask it? Maybe, especially the white, probably. With this particular detailing. Because, again, a lot of times I was just contour cutting it out, meaning I wasn't putting all this detail work in there. But because there's detail work in there, I would probably mask it just to protect the white so that I would have to do less cleanup. All right. So that would be how I would do it when it came to this particular scenario. Because let me tell you, cleaning up leather is not always fun. All right. Remember, I told you it's stuck. But we were here for it anyway. Look at that. Okay. This is the one I'm really curious about. So this is, let me give you the side-by-side comparison of the white. Again, it does make it, you know, a darker color. All right. Because you are adding that on top of it. Yes, you can do it. Yes, it'd be great for deep, rich color. The lighter color, but look at side by side, hands down. If you could get your hands on solid white leatherette, definitely worlds of difference. And I hope you guys can see that in the reflection of the screen. With the marble one, it turns it gray. All right. So there's your side-by-side comparison of those two. Now, this is where I'm curious. Oh, fancy that. Okay. So lighter colors are a no-go. kind of figured that they would be, but I needed to show you guys. Darker colors, love that look. Loving the look. Can you imagine like a cheetah print on them? Or maybe a cow print? I don't even know. There's so many possibilities that you could possibly put on it, but it's printed cork at that point, okay? So cork is darker. So of course it's going to show there. But honestly, let me give a better, I'm here for it. All right, so now let's go ahead and press the guitars here. Just like you would anything else. What do you know? So we already know what it's going to look like because we've seen the solid one. So if you're going to print it out solid and then go cut it out, that would be a great option, especially if you're doing teardrop earrings or if you're making bracelets or if you're making ornaments for that matter, right? So now we're going to go through, and because I could tell you which one's which by the backing, okay? So these ones are that crazy leather one that goes on the back. We're going to just tack this down. Nothing crazy here. And then we're going to put it also on this one. Again, nothing crazy. Make sure you have a good bleed on it. Okay. Now, this one is the actual leatherette. And you know what I am going to do too, because you guys always ask me about the things I use in my shop. So let me see if I can find where I stuck it. Give me 1 second, guys. Maybe I won't use it. Oh, there it is. I have a machine down, so I have machine parts everywhere. Okay. This happens to be the basting spray that I use. So I'm going to give that a quick spritz. Move that over. Okay. And there's that one. And I'm going to do it with the cork as well, because why not? Save me from taping it. Let's see how well it works, right? Okay. I usually use this for like in my embroidery and then to my laser and my sublimation. It's a basting spray. I get it from Walmart. All right. We're going to reuse this paper just for the sake of this tutorial. Lay that one down. Lay that one down. Fold over the papers this way. Can I get it? Ah, I can. Okay, good. And drop it down. Okay, let's clean up this mess. So let's talk about these again. So here's what we've learned. You can use the HTV's Ronce. It's a sublimation HTV. You can put it on any leatherette material, obviously, as long as it's light colored. Yes, you could put it on the cork, but please keep in mind, the cork is going to show, just like true sublimation, it's going to show the cork material and color through it. Light colors don't necessarily work, so you're really going to want some deep, rich colors when you're doing those. The marble material is going to go more gray with that HTV on it, whereas the solid white looked more like an off-white. Okay, because it's probably hard to see it from the pictures. Okay, so definitely a different, here, we'll even go in the same direction. Hold up, wait a minute. Just so you can see them all side by side. There we go. Okay, and that's how it looks there. Even this one has more rich color on this one than this one does. And this one obviously has its faded look. I like the idea. I think if you really had to pin me down as to which one I like best, I like to do full sheets of them and then go and cut whatever it is I'm going to cut. So and that's if I have a pattern on it, right? So if I'm going to put a pattern on mine, I'm going to literally go through, I'm going to put my HTV on, I'm going to seal it on there for the 15 seconds, going to let it cool, going to go bring it to my laser, cut out Backtrack. Hold up. I just totally got myself confused. Take my sheet, put my HTV on it. I'm going to put it on there for the 15 seconds. Then I'm going to sublimate on it so I have a full sheet of a printed pattern. There we go. Then bring it to my laser. All right. And then I can cut whatever it is I want to cut. If you just want to cut like patch shapes, you can, but you're going to have like the guitar shapes. You're going to have the image to match it. All right. Sorry to confuse you there for a hot second. That's just for me cleaning it. Don't even, because I didn't let them dry. Nikki, what'd you do? I didn't let them dry. That's what happened. Okay. So this is what happens when you don't let them dry. You end up getting them all stuck. All right. This is also a good learning moment. So make sure that your leatherette, after you clean it, is washed off. But nothing that a little bit can just take it all back off again. Okay. So you're going to run into issues. I'm hopefully going to help you with those issues. And one of them is, what happens if your paper sticks? What do you use? Well, same thing you do with everything else. You just get some LA Awesome on it and just wipe it off. Okay. So this we would let dry, but it does sub beautifully. Okay. I wish I had done my design a lot darker on this one than my laser mark, because it would have looked absolutely gorgeous. Let's see how it turned out with the lighter one. Again, we're probably going to have to sit here and clean this off because I did not let them dry before I did them when I cleaned them. So don't be impatient. Let them dry if you're going to do it the way I just did it. Get my nail in there. Thank God for nails today. Okay. Again, I don't see my laser work on here at all. Really. All right. I'm losing all of my laser work that's in there because I didn't do it deep enough. So now I'm hoping that the ones that did get lasered with the right settings. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So what are some notes that you need to learn? Don't be Nikki. Let them dry. Okay. Let them dry first, because then you'll end up with a beautiful looking guitar. All right. So deeper setting when you're doing it, test it out, put your HTV on it, go cut one and do some engraving work. See how deep you have to go. Like I said, I did mine at 295 for my power. And then for my speed, 295 for my speed and 25 for my power. Again, every laser varies. I could give you my settings, but your laser is going to be different from my laser, from Joe Schmo the Eskimo's laser. Okay. So this one is that funky one. That was the full white though. That subbed out gorgeous. I love how it's lasered with, don't know what that was. Okay. Pull this off. Just trying to pull off as much of that excess as possible. Oh, I love this one. So, moral of the story, be patient. Here we go. Okay, look at that. Oh, she's beautiful. Can you imagine that as a hat patch? Like, I'm here for the hat patch. Because hat patches are currently the thing. So this is actually the leatherette material. Remember, this is the marble one. So this one, in theory, should be darker than that other one, right? In theory.
Question.
Yeah.
Based on the way you're doing it, would you put the adhesive on, if you're going to put your own adhesive on, would you put it on before lasering and subbing or after lasering and subbing?
Okay, so which process are we doing first?
I don't know. I'm extrapolating from Chuck's question.
Okay, so let's move me over to my desk cam. Hold on. so that I'm in the big screen. Give me a second. I'll wait for the thing to catch up too. All right. You're going to do a full sheet. Okay. You're going to take your sheet, write this process down. Everybody take a time to write this process down. Take your full sheet of leatherette, put your HTV matte material on the top, and press it for the 15 seconds at 385. Pull it off, let it cool. Once you pull off your carrier sheet, okay, so now we're going to pull off that carrier sheet. You're going to reintroduce it to your heat press for sublimation, okay? Sublimate your leatherette. Now you've got a full printed sheet of leatherette, okay? Then you're going to pull it off your press and let it completely cool. You're going to lower the temp on your heat press. Here is the why. Because the heat bond adheres better. I think it's at like 300 or 320. So you do not want to be putting your heat bond on at 385. Let it cool. Once your heat press is cooled, and then you could put on your heat bond ultra on the back. Put your heat bond ultra on the back. So now you've got a full sheet that's sublimated, and now you've put the heat bond ultra on the back. Then you take it to your laser, because your laser is going to cut it out in the shape because it's adhered to your patch. If you try to do it the other way, meaning if you did your full sheet, you then went and lasered it, and then you went and did, you're going to have to trim that out. It's better to do it after you've sublimated it. Make sense, I hope? So again, Patty, mute yourself. I can hear you clicking. So HTV 15 seconds, and then sublimate for 60 seconds. Let it cool. Let your heat press cool, or use an iron, whatever it may be. Put on your heat bond ultra, then to the laser. That's how I would do it, because then I would just be cutting out all the shapes that I need, and everything is where I need it to be. Now, if you're using the sticky adhesive, you know, the 467 adhesive, and not heat bond, for whatever the reason you're using it, I don't care. If you do that, you're still going to put that on after. You're going to put it on after you sublimate it. All right. So anything that you're going to use to adhere to, whether it's your heat bond ultra or the 3M, you want to do it after you've sublimated it. I hope that clears that up. Now, with that said, here's another thought. You're going to be like, Nikki, maybe I just want to go and cut out a bunch of shapes, so I have a bunch of shapes on hand, but I don't plan on actually sublimating them until I need them. Okay, hear me out. What I want you to do then is put your HTV on, press it for the 15 seconds, bring it to your laser. At that time, what you're going to do is just lay the heat bond ultra, then your leatherette on top of that. All right. Or your 3M goes underneath it. So when it's cutting out, let's say this shape, it's also cutting out your backing too, so that they'll both be the same size and shape. All right. So that's if you're going to do that afterwards, because again, you do not want to be sublimating this with your adhesive on the back, no matter what you use. All right. Did that clear that up? I hope, Chuck, I hope that clears up that, and let me know in the comment section. It'd be great. And remember, Patty, I can't see YouTube over here. I can only see, I think it's Facebook. I'm not even really sure.
And for some reason, Facebook is now suddenly giving me an error. So you can see Facebook, but I can see YouTube.
Nice. Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
So does that help? I hope it does. I hope that helps with people in doing all the things. You can put it on any fabric material that you want. You can cut it out in your laser. Do what you need to do. They also have it for dark colored fabrics, which means it probably has a white in it. And it's probably going to be just like your regular HTV, but they're calling it a sublimation HTV. If you need a recap on that, where did I stick it? I stuck oh, there it is. This is where you can do it. This is where you can get it. This is the HTV Ronce Sublimation HTV. This is the clear matte one. All right. So you want the clear matte one if at all possible. Let me see what we got going on over here. Where is that? There it is. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. I wanted to make sure it made sense. All right. So here's your recap. I decided I wanted to print on leather, but I wanted it to be laser. And I knew from everything that I've been taught so far with the laser is that you can't laser on marine faux vinyl. You just can't, right? It's toxic, but you can cut that out with your Cricut and your Silhouette. Perfect. Well, I wanted to be able to add sublimation to it. The only way to do that is with this. So I tested it out. I've been testing this out for months and I've been keeping quiet about it. Why? For a lot of different reasons. One, if it wasn't going to work, I wasn't going to tell you about it. And two, if I didn't think that I could use it, then, well, I only share what I think you guys can use too. If it's going to be an epic fail, I'd rather you guys not know about the epic fail that it's even possible. So I do a lot of things behind the scenes, test them out, product testing, maybe test something, a new idea, whatever it is. And if it works, I want to share it. All right. So again, this is the HTV Ronce, HTV sublimation stuff. It comes in a large roll. You can put it on just about anything that's fabric wise, but I did promise you to see if we could put it on wood. So this will be what I have no idea if we're going to be able to do it, but I'm here for it. I have a wood circle right here. I'm going to flip over my camera. Don't need a lot because it's only a little circle. Now, I did not contour cut this out at all. Okay. We're just going to put this on this for the 15 seconds. Ooh, I got to loosen up my press hair a little bit. Okay. So we're going to try to see if this looks. Do we like the texture? Do we like the feel? I know what you're thinking. Nikki, this kind of reminds me of the thermal film. Sort of, kind of, but the thermal film had a totally different feel to it than this does. This is very pliable because it's meant for fabric. So because it's meant for fabric, it's got to be a little bit, you know, nicer, if you will. Okay. So I think I've got it on there. Oh, yeah, she is. Okay. So far, so good. As long as I don't burn my fingers, this will be great. So you'd want to contour cut this out so you can lay it on here first or do a large board. I'm going to do what I can to peel this off because guess what? Almost 400 degree wood is hot. Okay. Did I peel that? Okay. So we have this, not the best probably example on the planet, but here you are. We know the light will be too light, so we're just going to call it what it is. Let's put this dark one on here. We're going to shove this back into there. I'm curious. And we'll just see. Who knows? Who knows? A lot of times you guys want wood to be able to sublimate on. And if it works, fantastic. If it doesn't look cheap and shoddy, fantastic. Because we're not cheap. We're not shoddy. So we want it to look classy. If it doesn't look classy, I'm about to tell you it's going to look like crap. I'm not going to feed you a line. But if it does happen to work and you can go get yourself some wood shapes for the holiday season and be able to print some beautiful designs on them, go for it. But because there's not a lot out there when it comes to the wood. And I will tell you, I tried the thermal. I was not impressed with the thermal because it was not very pliable. And I could peel that right off the wood. Thing is, I'm not sure this is going to work either. I'm just telling you how it is, all right? I don't want you to think that, you know, oh, she's done it. No, I have not. We're doing this live right here on the fly. And because finally by the end of this live, I've decided I should probably put on my heat gloves. Okay. So you're going to want to, whatever it is, contour, cut it out. Now I wonder if, let that cool for a hot second. You know what? We're going to see what it looks like. So again, if this was contour cut out, like I want to see if it pulls off of here. Oh, it can get stuck. Okay. All right. Like I said, if it were contour cut, like I cut a bunch of rounds out and I measured it or whatever. You could see the wood right through it. Right. You could do a sheet on the wood. Exactly. Like, and then go, should we cut it out? I mean, I know what it looks like when you cut this out. Okay. I know what this looks like when you cut it out. It doesn't have any issues with it. I've lasered on it before. But you could definitely put this on the wood. Okay. I'm letting it cool. And as it cools, like, friends, can we talk about, I am not faking this till I make it either. Okay. Who's with me in the comments section on this one? Somebody's got to be. Somebody's got to be with me on this.
So far, nobody's said anything, but you know what it looks like you're doing? Pulling off hardened E6000 as well, which is
oh my
awesome.
God. Let me tell you, and I got to tell you, Patty, this is really hard to get off. So, I mean, if this were cut in the correct, this would be.
Chuck says you're opening Pandora's box.
I always do. Welcome. You're here. All right. Are you guys still in for it? I'm just curious. Are you still here for it? Let me know in the comments section if you think I should cut out something on the laser with the wood. Like, I'm going to use some scrap wood here.
Go for it.
They're telling me to go for it.
I'm ignoring all of them. Nobody said anything. I'm just telling you to go for it.
Okay. What do I have left in design? Ooh! So we're going to cut out that. All right. I'm going to go cut this out on the wood. We're going to put, I'm excited. Can you tell? Okay.
You have more people encouraging you. Yay.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm not going to cut this out the way you normally would. I'm just using some scrap wood. Hear me out. Don't come at me, please, because I don't want to waste it. All right. So you know you're going to get this, but the goal is I want to cut out that guitar shape and then press it like after the fact. So it looks nice and it doesn't have the crap on it, right? But I don't have a, yes. Okay, first things first, let's do this. Okay, so I have this already printed, all right, where I could just go right now, cut it on the laser, cut this out, and then we can sub it. We could do that. And I think that's how we're going to do it because I don't have a big sheet on this thing and I don't have anything printed. So we're going to use what I have printed. Okay, good. Awesome. But I'm now curious, crap. Now I'm curious as to how it would look like. Y'all, let me tell you what. Hold on. Print. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're going to print it out because I want to press it on the full wood. And then I'm going to go to the laser and cut it. So far, we're here on that. I'm just going to go put the wood on the laser. Luckily, the file's all set up. I just have to hit the start button and we're good. So while that's printing, we're going to let this cool.
So the question is the film stiff enough to cut on a cutter itself before sublimating?
Yes. Oh, what happened there? Wait a minute. Houston, we have a problem. Let me try that again. Wait a minute. I think I might have found the flaw. Hold. I didn't let it cool. I got too crazy. See, you're like, Nikki, this is why we have you do it. I know. That's the same thing. Other side of the page. Okay. I didn't let it cool and I literally peeled it right off. So let's cool it. Let's do this again. I rushed it. Who'da thunk? Okay. See, I'll show you what happened. As I was peeling it off, look. So that's what it looks like. There's actually a layer in here. That's what you're putting on this, is this film. So you're going to really want to let it cool. And I didn't. I rushed it. So we don't want to rush it. We ain't rushing it. Okay. We're going to let it do its thing. Going to let it adhere to the wood. Going to let it cool off. That's what we're going to do. And in the meantime, I'm going to clean up this mess because I got a lot here. Okay. So far we know we can put it on just about any fabric. Yes, you could cut it out ahead of time because look, very thick. I want you to treat it just like you would any other HTV. So you could cut this out in your Cricut and your Silhouette. You can cut this, and you definitely know a difference between the front and the back because matte, shiny. This is the top. This is the stuff that this is how you adhere. It is on the matte side. Okay. So there is that. All right. Now, Nikki, slow down. You get excited. Make sure it's adhering. Okay. Whoa, good catch on the earring, Nick. Okay. All right. Now, I know that this is going to stick because the other side was sticky. And this was the side that didn't work. So, all right. So, I want to there we go. Okay, so here's where the problem was. I had too much overhang, but as soon as I peeled off that little bit, she's perfect. Okay, so again, you're going to want to make sure you cut it as close to whatever the shape is and then go to peel it because now she's perfect. All right, so I'm not care about that. Okay, design. Okay, flip it. Back on the heat press. We're going to do the full design on it, and then I'm going to go drop it into the laser, and we'll use this guitar shape, and we'll cut it out. Because I want you to see if the edges go stupid because of the laser. Does the HTV wipe off like pre-finished wood? I don't know what you mean, but okay. I mean, I can wipe it off. Is that what you're asking? And I wiped it off. Loving the rabbit hole. There's always a rabbit hole. So, yes, we can put it on wood, it looks like. We're going to see how it looks like clean. Oh, after lasering? Oh, you mean, can we wipe it off after it's lasered? Like when you clean it? We're going to find out. You should be able to. I mean, look at that. Come on. Like, I hope this, you guys, Jiminy Crickets. I hope that you guys can see that on the camera. Look at that. Look at that color. Do you guys see that? Do you see the wood grain through there? To the laser. All right, while you guys can't see me, and I will get a camera over here, I think. Let's cut out. Give me 1 second. Let's cut out the, now I got to set it up to my wood settings. Let me make sure it's framed out, okay. Looks like it. All right, so right now my laser is cutting out the guitar shape. I'm not laser engraving over the top of it, although I probably should just to see what it would do. And I might. We might leave one on there and do it. I'd rather test it out now, but honestly, if I don't test it out now, you test it out. You decide what you want to push its limits to. Hold, please. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, she be pretty. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me turn that off. We're going to laser one. We're going to engrave it. Delete. Because I'm curious as to what happens. Okay. I'm now engraving one of them. All right. But look. I mean, so then Chuck said, do you clean it up? My brain just exploded. Right. So did mine. I love discovering new things with you. A lot of times I will like go through the process. Like I did the patches, right? But then there are times it's like, you know what? What if we do this? What if we do that? And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wait till I go live because you guys love these moments. You miss these moments. You guys keep asking me for these. Hey, Nick, when are you going to do the Sass? Hey, Nick, when are you going to do this? Well, you know what? I'm back, baby. That's right. Okay. Look at that. It is just, I wish you could honestly see, like, I don't think you can really see. I'll take good pictures of them later. How incredibly cool that is. We all know how much I love cleaning blanks. That is true. All right, we got one. All right, let's see how this one comes out that was laser engraved. Oh, she'd be pretty. Okay. Wow, look at that. So I even laser engraved through it on the wood. Now I've laser engraved it. I have done it to where I've printed them off and then cut them on my laser, and I've laser engraved through it. That's how I did my patch that you guys were so intrigued over. I don't even know where it went at this point. This thing. So I literally lasered through it once after I sublimated it. So that's how I did this one. All right. But the wood, now, just for giggles sake, because I need to do the full circle moment here. All right. And that is, I'm curious. Full circle moment. Full circle moment. Then I'm going to wipe it off and see if it affects this. So I'm curious as if I could darken this in here. I'm literally going to go right over the top of this because why not ruin it while I'm live to see what the possibilities are. I'm going to use my LA Awesome to clean it off. Like, Nikki, you just ruined it. No, I didn't. We won't know unless I try it. Okay. Now I got that. I got our LA Awesome. It worked. So if you work quickly, you can go in and darken those up, and I'll get it up closer. So now it has the darkness of the, yes, it's called LA Awesome. You get it from the dollar store or the $1.25 tree, a big gallon of it. I'll show it to you in a second. What marker am I using? These are my acrylic paint markers. Got them on the Zon. And I also keep them upside down so that the pen stays, so that the tip of the pen stays wet. That's how I store mine. Okay, so I did paint right over those so you could go in and you could see those marks. Again, I mean, you could go, how you could do this too is you could go and mask your wood first. No, you don't want to do it that way. Never mind. I just thought about that whole process and the answer was no on that. You like that? I just thought about that whole process. No. But there you go. I'm here for it. And it has, so it does have, it has an odd texture. Okay. I will tell you that. You're not going to feel the wood grain through it. It has like a, I don't want to say rubbery, but I'm going to use that as lack of a better term. And it's like, I almost feel like it's like, it feels like it has an eraser on the top. Like you should be able to erase it. So I will tell you, for anybody who's a texture person and has issues, you may not like the feel of this. But if you paint wood, there's a feel to it. So there you go. But the fact is, you can do it. And while I may have made this out to be a lot longer than it really needs to be, it's really a simple and quick process. You don't have to make it that hard. If you're just tuning in, we just took the HTV Ronce Sublimation HTV. We put it on the Leatherette material, all right? And we press it on there for 15 seconds at 385. We take it off our heat press, we let it cool. Then we pull off the carrier sheet. Then you take that same piece of leatherette and you now sublimate your image on it. Once that's done and it's at 3 to 5 for 60 seconds with firm pressure, you take that off, let it cool. Okay. Make sure you do your burrito. Then you're going to take it over to your laser and you're going to cut it out on your laser. All right. Into whatever it is you want. If you decide you want an adhesive on the back, you want to drop before you bring it over to your laser. You want to drop your heat press down to like 3 or 320, whatever the manufacturer's instructions are. And you want to add your heat bond or whatever it is you use on the back before you bring it to your laser. If you forgot to do that step and you're like, crap, I'm at the laser, what do I do? You can actually just throw on a piece of the Heat Bond Ultra onto your whatchamacallit, laser, and then just cut out the shapes you need. You might have to adhere them afterwards. So you can do it after the shape is cut out as well. But that's really just up to you. This one was laser cut. As you can see, it has all the nice black markings in there. This, we didn't do the engraving on this one. This one, we did do the engraving on. This right here, it's hard to see, but because there was paper on it too. This was on the cork, all right? And let me feel, yep. This is on the white. This is on the marble, that's on the white. Let me give you a better picture of that as to what you're looking at. So this was the white leatherette. As you can see, beautiful coloring, works. The cork works as well, but like colors don't play well with it because for obvious reasons. Okay, this is the marble one. And again, while the marble one does work, it does make it go gray. And then you have this. Does this make it pop? If you put them side by side, this one definitely pops more than the other. Really, go play. That's what I'm going to tell you. Go play. Go find some leatherette. Go find some fabric. Go find some wood and just play. This is the time of the year when you want to learn something new. Go do it. You don't know. It might be a great selling item for you come the fall. Right now is the time to get into your shop and play. Make the things. See how you like it. Is it something you want to add into your wheelhouse? Maybe you hate the texture of it. Really, it's going to be up to you at the end of the day. Is this something you should do? I don't know. I don't know if this is what you should do. I use it in my shop. That doesn't mean you should. I use it for a variety of different reasons. It doesn't mean you need to. It's whatever works for you. All right. So wood, check. Leatherette, check, check. Okay. Cork, leatherette, yeah. It depends on the shape and what it is, if you're going to like it or not. Really, it's up to you. I think that's it for now. As you guys know, we tested out some new stuff here. Thanks, guys, for having me back here at the Sass. Don't worry, I'm going to be coming live to you guys again next Sunday for whatever thing I decide. And until next time, I'll see you all real soon. You know where, on the flip side.